I'm visiting my daughter Stephanie and her beautiful 3 children. She is a professional cake maker, and I asked her to teach me how to decorate a cake. I love to bake and make cakes, but I've never ever been one to decorate them and make them look fancy. So now I know how, after she did a fabulous job teaching me. And I'm super excited to start making my cakes look a little bit fancier. Thanks for joining All Things Amy today. I hope this will help you make a fancy cake too. Came out so easily and hardly any stuck to the pan. How did you prepare the pan?
Spray it really well with any nonstick spray you want, all the way on the sides, and then I put about a tablespoon of flour in and go like this and shake it till it hits everywhere, and then that's it.
And then you baked this, but it's going to be depending on your cake recipe, for about 30 minutes?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. We just made the cake. Steph, what do we do
Okay,
at
so
this
these
point?
are 6-inch cakes.
Okay.
We pulled them out of the oven about 10 minutes ago. It's warm, but I can touch it. That's how long you want to let it cool. I have a Pampered Chef tool, and I use the flat side.
Okay.
But you could also use a butter knife, but the flat side.
Okay, cool.
And you want to make sure this cake is pulling away.
Nice. You can use your favorite cake recipe, box cake. Is there anything that we need to watch for? What type of cake we use?
Nope, just any box cake, a batter recipe that size, look for 6-inch recipe.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So now we're going to take them out while they're kind of still hot.
Yep, the
Okay.
pan is still hot.
Okay.
And I dump it onto saran wrap. It comes right out. And we're gonna lock the moisture in and set it in the freezer to cool. If you're making the cake the same day, 1 layer of saran wrap works. If you're not making it for a little while longer, do that process again.
Oh,
so
for
that
the
it
freezer?
doesn't dry out in the freezer.
Okay, cool. All right, and then are you going to just stack them on top of each other?
Nope, you can if you have, but if you have room in your freezer, I recommend just laying them like this with the bottom up.
Okay.
Flat in your freezer next to each other. But most people don't have that much room. I have a cake freezer.
Okay, so the top you're going to put on the bottom and
Yep.
kind of flattens it
The
out?
top is down there, and I will leave it like that.
Do you do that to kind of flatten that bottom out, or
Yep.
the top out?
And keep the really flat, sharp side nice and sharp that was in the pan.
Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. Now what, we're going to put this in the freezer for how long?
I'll check it until it's mostly firm. Since we're making it today, I bet 2 or 3 hours.
Okay, awesome. And then we'll decorate this bad boy?
Yep.
Okay, thanks so much.
Okay, I've got a silicone mat here so it doesn't slide. And then this is a reusable cake drum. And I'm going to put a little buttercream on it as like glue to hold the bottom cake layer on. You want it to go bottom side down.
Okay, now should I be doing this stuff
Sure.
since I'm learning this one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch spots and I'll do the rest from here. You build it, what do we need?
We need to
do?
wait. I put it as glue, but now it's not glued yet. So just check it. Let that buttercream harden up for a couple of minutes.
Do you have to do that very often?
Always, you always wait.
This is setting up. Explain what's next and we'll trade spots and I'll do it.
Okay, you'll scoop from here. Just showing you. Use the top to scoop, and then we'll dump it.
Okay.
And then when you spread it, you'll use the bottom always.
Okay.
And then you'll spread that out by spinning this.
Okay.
Until it's as flat as possible. And then the next cake layer will go directly on top of it.
Okay.
And it will also go
That
bottom
direction?
side.
Okay.
And then we will repeat that step. And this last layer goes top side up.
So you have that
So you
corner
have
up there.
that on the very top.
Oh, that would be so nice. The cake looks and smells
Okay,
delicious.
let's check it. Can you see? It's
Yeah,
not moving
okay,
anymore.
nice. Okay, we'll
Ready to
swap
go?
places. Oh, I'm scared, but I'm excited. You said scoop up about that much?
Yeah.
And plop it on.
Yep.
Do I use my finger? Can I use
Yeah,
my finger?
hands are clean. You can.
Okay, they are. Okay, so I'm going to do
But
that.
then we'll probably have to pause for you to wash now because you need your hand.
Okay. Can I wipe off of this?
Sure.
Okay. Just learning and growing, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so now we're going to spin this with this side.
Yes. And
Okay.
hold that as flat as you can.
And then you
And
just
push. Push and let it
Oh.
spread. But don't
Okay.
go back and forth with it. That
Okay.
needs to hold spread.
Okay.
Okay. It's okay. You can now pull that off and scrape it on the back of the
here?
on the side and then scoop it from there of what you've already gotten. Scoop from the bottom.
And add it to it?
Yeah.
Add back?
Yep.
Where at?
Anywhere that doesn't have it. Next time when we do it, let's try to scoop it from the bottom when you're pulling it off the side, so you have it where you need it to spread it.
Okay. Let's stop.
But I think I need to watch it once.
Okay. So once we have it here,
Yeah.
that you already used, we scoop using the bottom, and now it's where it needs to be.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of put it, and then
Okay.
I'm just pushing it down.
Okay.
And then I'm spinning this to spread it.
Nice. Okay,
And then
I
if
get it now
If
more.
I need more,
You'll scoop.
I put it there, and then
Okay, I think now that I've seen you do it, I think I can do that.
okay, but if we ever need a full amount,
Just
scoop
from
the
the
top and
top.
plop.
Makes sense.
But when we're ready to go, it needs to be on.
The bottom. Okay, easy peasy. I mean, not
Since
easy.
Before this, I'm gonna do the next thing just because we need to do it before this hardens. That's
Okay.
ready. This has to just go right on top of it. If you wait too long, the buttercream will start to harden. It's supposed
Makes
to.
so much sense to me.
So
And
that's
then
why
you
we
kind
like
of
to do it.
push down a little bit.
Yep, if it wasn't frozen, you'd be wrecking the cake. But since it's a little bit frozen, it doesn't wreck the cake.
And that's why you like to do it a little bit frozen?
Yep, and if it's a little bit slidey, you just do the same thing we do at the bottom
Let it
and
sit
wait
for a minute. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do the next layer. You guys, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm making sure this is more sturdy, and it is. So I'm gonna get a clump of this. About that much?
Yeah.
Okay, just put it on. I was being so gentle with it. Okay, now, let's see. Is this gonna go toward me?
Always spin that toward you, always.
Okay, so I'm just gonna set this down.
Yep, you can pull it. It can be, sorry, can I be
Yeah,
hands on?
please.
More like that.
Okay, yeah, okay. You go fast.
And that's okay, that'll spill off. You'll just wipe it and then put it back on the bottom again.
Okay.
Okay, now pull it off and put that on so you can move it to the bottom so you can have
this.
control.
And then put it on this end.
Yep, you only have control when it's on the bottom of your spatula.
Okay, put it here.
Yep.
And then spin it toward me.
Mm-hmm. Now pull some of that off again. And before you start spinning this time,
Yeah.
choose exactly where you're gonna want it
Okay.
and kind of spread it on and then spin.
Oh yeah.
Bottom.
Right there.
And kind of spread it in a little bit. You're just spinning it to flatten it and straighten it, but you can put it on there where you need it.
Can I put a little more?
Sure. Definitely here needs some.
Yeah. So just put some on.
But the bottom, don't use the top.
Oh, yeah.
Just get in the habit of doing it from the bottom.
Okay.
And now wipe it clean so you can have control to start. Yep. There you go.
Okay.
Yep. And put your hand a little further up and pull it toward you. Perfect. That looks great.
So do I need a little bit more on this one corner?
Yep, it's starting to get thick, so we want to be careful not to do too much more, but we want to put some there, but not from there.
Okay.
So since you spin it toward yourself,
Yeah.
when you put it on, always start at the furthest because you're gonna
Okay.
pull it that way.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of stuff
I
to
need
teach
you
it,
to do it
but I'm
because-
just thinking of stuff as I'm seeing it. I'm not always.
Because you're not gonna know till you see me do it the wrong way.
Okay, that looks great. We can put the next one on.
Okay. Do I need to take this off?
Nope.
Okay. So I just set this in here.
Yep.
Okay. And so this one is gonna go.
Upside
This
down.
is the first time I've done this before.
Okay. Before
So-
you push it in too hard,
Yeah,
make sure it's
all lined
centered
up.
and it's straight. Yep.
So you just kind of eyeball it.
Yep, you can get down on eye level. You'll be able to see where it is and where it isn't. And make sure it's centered in the cake too. And you can spin this if you want to see.
Okay, it looks good to me, but do you want to check it?
Yep. It's too far over
On this
here.
side?
Yep. Is it okay if I turn off the camera and just
Yes.
check this part? I like to kind of put my fingers along it to feel if it's close, and then if it's uneven, I don't like to lift it. I like to kind of just spin it because then we don't lose that connection in the buttercream. That looks really good.
If it's heavy on one side, what will happen? It'll just
If
tip.
it's heavy, it'll tip, and then a little sneaky trick you can do is put it under in that. Now it's uneven that way, but
Oh, okay.
so now I can tilt it a little, put a titch extra buttercream,
To get it straight.
and then it'll help pull it straight.
Nice, thank you.
I'm just mixing it up so I can scoop it better. We never are ever going to use the top of this ever.
At this point on?
At this point, yeah.
Okay.
I
So
scoop
it from the bottom.
From the bottom.
Okay.
That's how I have control.
Okay.
And then I start here and I'm just going up and down. I have my finger holding it like that. Up
Your
and down.
finger holding the whole thing?
This
Oh,
to
gotcha.
give it pressure to
Okay.
help me have control.
So you're just kind of gooping this on to
Gooping
get it on.
And you go up and down to get it to spread.
Are you going to start seeing some crumbs sometimes now?
Yep, this is called crumb coating it.
Okay.
So I am putting this on to cover the crumbs of the cake
Okay.
so that we can decorate it and make it pretty.
Okay. Okay, let me try to do a section of that.
Okay, and we need to work quickly because we'll have to scrape it or it will harden and get stuck like
Okay, I'll go fast. So I've got this on here,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna start going up and down.
Okay, I'm gonna help you with how you're holding it.
Way more.
So since I'm
comfortable.
left-handed, you're copying me, but
I was.
I had to
Okay,
help for a sec.
Scoop up a little more and slam it on right here and go up and down.
Yep. Make sure you go all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top.
And we don't care if it gets on the plate because you can wipe it off.
Yep.
Okay, one more little section. I'm sure I look awkward as can be.
No, you don't. You look pretty natural, actually.
Is that it?
Yep. Now I already showed you what to do with the scraper. So grab it, the comb, and we'll go from there, and then I'll
Okay.
help with what needs
Can
to
I
come
scrape
next.
this off even though it has crumbs on it?
We'll get a different bowl for that. Okay.
All right, so now I just don't need this for the time being.
Right, we don't need it right now, but
Okay.
we will need it.
Okay, you explained to me how to do this.
I'll explain again. I pushed a button that stopped it. Sorry. You need a metal comb. They sell plastic ones. You need metal. Invest in a
matter
metal
which
one.
side?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna pretend that this is we're looking down on a clock and this is 12 and 6. You are gonna start at close to 12 with both of them, and this is going to be at an angle 45 degree to yourself.
Okay.
And it needs to be hugging the cake and the cake board, and then
Okay.
you bring them towards yourself in one fluid motion as much as possible. Great. Now that gets scraped where the crumbs were. You want it clean, and if it's not clean, rinse it off in the sink and do a paper towel to dry it off. No,
Okay.
all
These
the
are
way
out.
clean.
All
So
right.
wherever you didn't scrape is where you will start again. So this has been scraped clean, so you're gonna wanna start about here
Okay.
with your hand up here again.
And then this
That
is-
angled at a 45 degree angle toward yourself and flat, push all the way down and then into the cake, and then it's a soft touch. Okay, there you go. Sorry about the camera skills, guys. This is not my full-time job. Okay, and then you have to do a fluid motion, so you can't go back to it because
Right.
that will, so, yep, scrape it. You can also use this. I can show you how to do it on the next time. You can use that to scrape it off really clean, and then it doesn't waste any.
Nice. And then, is that clean enough? Or do you use a wipe?
Wipe it off,
Okay.
all the way clean.
Okay.
That's looking pretty good. We have to put stuff on the top now and do
Okay.
the same thing we did in between
Okay.
the layers.
Do
So
I
you,
need to do any more of this?
we'll have to do it again after we have the top. So
Okay.
it's good for now. You can just set that on the clean counter. And
I'm gonna put stuff on the top
Uh-huh.
and do it the way I did the one thing?
Yep.
Okay. So you're gonna pull about this much up
yep,
and I'm gonna put it on
yep,
and kind of do a little bit of this.
but never with the top of it.
Oh, okay. That has crumbs, so I'm gonna go,
Okay. And then next time we'll use this.
oh, smart.
If we ever need more, we'll grab it from there.
Okay. This way?
Yep, and pull it toward you
Okay.
and kind of push and pressure because we don't need it thick. We just need it covering the crumbs. Great, and once you can see it start to bubble up, wipe it off on there and then do it from the top and have some control.
Put
And
some on
start
the
as
sides?
far from you and then come toward you since that's how you pull it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Great, so we need to push harder. We need
Okay.
it way thinner than that. We only need it covering the
Should I
cake.
go in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then wipe that off and then do it more. We need it to look like how it looks here.
Okay.
So we need way less
Still
frosting.
straight or do I angle it all?
Angle it a little up is great. That is just kind of what will feel natural to you. You're about to lose a big chunk. Yep. Do you want me to keep going on this part, or since
can
it's
stop
the same
anywhere
thing?
with it?
Yep, anywhere, never with the top.
Oh, yeah.
Anywhere with cake that is totally exposed, it has to be covered with buttercream so we can use the comb or the spatula. more here and here, and how we did it when we were going up and down.
Okay.
But make sure you're doing it on this side so you can hold it the right way. Way easier, right?
Gosh, yeah.
If you need to put this
Should I
bowl
go all the
over
way to
here.
up to the top?
Yeah, but you might have to do it from the top or it will just scrape off.
Okay.
You might have to do it from the top and pull down. That's just a little trick I've learned that you'll notice. Sometimes when you go up, it scrapes the cake off. I don't know why. Great, that looks great. Now I would scrape the bottom of it and go along the top. Start with your hand here to pull it toward you.
Right here?
Yep.
Or this way?
Nope.
Okay.
Yep. That looks great for our first crumb coat. Nope. Nope. We only ever do that when we're putting it on. We don't ever use this to get control here or it will round our cake.
Oh, okay. So put it back on?
You can just scrape that off. We'll use the comb, but that's just a little trick.
Okay.
That will give us a round edge.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, it looks good. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So any of these little chunks that are out will harden up when we let it rest, and it'll be really hard to decorate. So a trick to help this part go easier is run this under hot water and then dry it all the way off, and then we'll come and go around it one time and it'll clear all of that under hot, and now it's all the way dried off.
Okay, angled, make sure I got this right.
45 degrees toward you.
Okay.
Hand starts here, and it needs to be one fluid motion. Don't stop. And this needs to be pushed all the way down, and this needs to be at a tight angle with the cake.
Is that it?
Yep, I think so. Try that.
Gentle touch.
And when you get comfortable, the faster the better. It just helps you have a gentle touch and gets it smooth.
That's it.
Great.
That's as far as I could go.
Okay, then you just rinse it and do the exact same thing again and start where you ended.
I have to tell where I went to.
Okay, you don't know how to tell where you went to. It's pretty smooth here, and then it starts getting really bumpy right there.
So I'm going to start right there.
Yep. You can start a little behind it, but remember the angle needs to be flat down and hugging tight. This hand needs to start at the 12 o'clock on the clock.
Am I only moving this arm or am I moving both?
I move them both toward each other a little bit. Don't push quite so hard into the cake.
Okay.
Just a soft cake.
All right, here
Try
it
that.
goes.
Yep. That looks great. Okay, a crumb coat does not have to be perfect. The crumbs in the cake have to be covered. You don't want any huge chunks. So I see some right here.
Okay. So I do this with this too?
I don't know how to explain this.
I'm
Can
gonna
I
swap and
can
you
I
do
show
it
you?
Show us how to do this.
Hold this flat and just, that will just scrape a little bit off. And then if I've missed, I just scooched over. On the crumb coat, you can just make sure it's there. So that's better. Got it
Okay.
just a little bit off.
Okay, perfect. How long do we let this sit before we do the rest of it?
We want to put it in the fridge for about 10 minutes, and then this will just get kind of hard, so when we go again, it won't scrape any of this off.
Perf. So you're wanting me to do the same thing on the top that I've done in between layers and on here.
Yes.
So I'm going to
So-
scoop it from this part. and
Always
then
use the bottom from now on.
from now on the
from
bottom.
now on the bottom.
It's already stirred and ready, the
Yep.
right texture.
Yep.
Okay. Not that much?
Yep. Plop it on there,
Okay,
and
plop it.
you'll see how the middle has a ton, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Need, you're wanting to just cover the crumbs and get it evenness. So we want it mostly getting on those edges.
So should I do a little of this?
Smear it like you're smearing peanut butter or butter on toast. Get it smeared everywhere as much as you can, and then we'll flatten it by spinning it around.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So pull it out everywhere, then scrape that off. And now
We're going to
spin it toward yourself.
and I angle it just a teensy.
Yeah, but I think it's angled like that.
Okay.
Yep. You can push a little harder. I can see it floating here in the center.
Okay, should I wipe?
Uh-huh. And so this, do you see? I'm gonna
Yeah.
move this to show
Yeah.
it. Move that for a minute so I can show. That, sorry, means that the tip was lifted too much.
Okay.
And it wasn't an
It wasn't
even.
flat.
Nope.
Okay, so do that again?
Yep.
Still doing it.
Yep, same thing. So wipe it off. And you need to make sure that the tip of that is pushed on the cake. You need to be pushing a little bit harder. And then tilt it like that a little bit. And now this is floating. It's okay.
What happened?
You just, this needs to be, let me hold it and show you so you can see. This needs to be, the whole thing needs to be touching the cake. So it needs to be flat, then angled, but touching the cake. Not like this, not like this.
Okay. Okay. whole thing needs to be touching.
And then this needs to be touching, and this side needs to be lifted toward you a little bit.
Am I angling it the right way?
Okay, pull that up. That looks great. Okay.
Okay, will you come do it one time?
Yeah.
So you have me angling it like this. Okay.
Okay, so I'm left-handed, so it'll be the opposite way. So I'm gonna get right here, because it doesn't have nothing there. I'm just smearing it, and then it's angled like this, that I can see it a little bit more toward me.
Okay.
So when you're doing it on this side, not like this, you're wanting this part, the part that's furthest away from you, to be what's smoothing the cake.
Okay, let me try that.
Okay, it's done.
It's done.
We
but-
don't need to do that again.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna, no, it's fine. Now I'm gonna get stuff from the back and just
Do
put
it
it on here.
just how we did it before.
And I'm gonna always go toward me
Yes.
when I spin it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna come like this. That
Yep.
amount.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just start putting it up and down.
Yep. Everywhere. You'll go all around the cake, and then
And
just
make
make
sure
sure you get all the way to the
bottom,
top and bottom.
Like that.
Yep.
And it won't matter if there's little clumps at the top.
Correct. That looks great. Now you want to heat up the comb to just start with a warm, dry comb.
Okay.
And then buttercream sets up, so we move quickly now.
Okay.
Now it's the exact same way. You're gonna start like at a clock at 12, and then this is angled toward you.
Okay.
And you want it flat on the board and pushed into the cake. And since we did since we did this thick, you're gonna want to push a little harder than you've been pushing.
Okay.
Try to do one fluid motion, and then when you have to stop that, you need to push much harder against the cake. Good. Now wipe it off on here. I'll just show you how I do it. That should always be smooth, and then and then you
You're
can
ready to
rinse
go
that
again.
with hot, and then you're ready to go again. Hot
Okay.
water and dried. And this is why you need a metal comb.
Okay.
Because you can heat it up. This helps so much.
Right, okay.
Okay, so now you're gonna start want a more delicate touch. It still needs to be firm pressure,
Okay.
equal pressure all along the way.
Okay.
Start up there, anywhere you want, because we put new on, but it needs to be flat on here and straight up against the cake, and then angled at a 45-degree angle towards yourself. And then soft pressure, but firm.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Here
Go.
goes.
Yep. And as fast as you can go is better.
How does that look?
Looks really good. How does it look to you?
Good, but I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
Well, this is the end. This is
it.
what we do.
So,
So we can fill little holes,
okay.
and then once we've got the holes pretty filled, we'll go over it 1 or 2 times without adding more buttercream
Okay.
with a hot comb.
Okay.
When we get to this point and there's not much to do and there's like holes, you want to do the littlest amount of possible. Otherwise, we end up
Yeah.
getting thick,
Yes.
thick spots. So
Yes.
fill the holes where you see them. Now when there's no more big brown chunks of cake showing through, you just want to put
Like
little,
that?
yeah, that's great.
Just dab it on?
Little dabs. Yep. And honestly, the hardest part about this whole process is figuring out the finesse of how hard to push with the
Yeah.
comb.
That's
That
what's
will
gonna
just come
in
with time.
Okay.
As long as you always are holding it straight onto the bottom on the board and straight into the cake, you'll get it. But
So that just comes in time. So this one might be a little more rough looking than down the road when I get better
oh
at it.
yes, but this already is looking perfect for a first time.
Oh,
really good for a first time.
Thank you. Okay, how?
That looks great.
Are
Now,
there any holes?
nope. Let's get it hot and try from there. Okay, so since you want a rough edged cake,
Yeah.
I want just a little bit of there, and I want you to put it close to the top in a few spots.
Okay.
So when you go over it, it pushes it up, and it gives us these little peaks and
So
valleys.
I'm just going along.
Just a little bit. Yep. Just dab a little bit on there. Yep. Yep. And then while we're doing it, if there's anywhere you see that you want any holes you want to fill, but I think it looks great. Okay, that's great. Get it hot. And this is now when we're getting the finesse. It's
What do you think for that
speed
line?
matters. You can go
Just
up and
put
down.
some-
Yep.
Just put some stuff right there.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna get it wet.
Okay.
Wait, that's holes kind of big. Here. Okay.
So something you can do, instead of chilling this and starting over on that spot, we will put sprinkles on the cake, and that will be one of the spots that is covered. Let me grab our sprinkles. Okay, I'll show you the first bit. I'm in my pajamas. Okay, a little bit of Crisco on here. Tap your finger in it. My clean hands. You shouldn't be able to really see much better.
Okay.
And then you poke it in the sprinkles, and then you choose where you want it, and you just dab it. With these bigger sprinkles.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at how we covered up that little spot.
So then, when your finger's sticky, it works, and you just do it.
And we're just gonna do asymmetrical all
I
over.
like to do asymmetrical.
Okay.
You can just go for it.
And just start putting them on. Okay, now we're done with this part. We're gonna put this in the fridge to set up. Right?
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
We sprinkled some gold on it, and Stephanie made me a couple of hearts to put on the top made out of white chocolate with some
cut this.
sprinkled gold on it.
This cake right down this side.
You don't want to cut the front because it's the beautiful part.
Amen. We're gonna cut it like that.
She ruined it.
Oh,
In the back. You know this is on video, right?
yeah, I want to be.
No, like Sora said, there's a small crack in the back.
Oh, yeah, it's going on my YouTube channel. So. For
Oh,
crying
it
out
is?
loud. Oh,
Yum.
how does that look?
Delicious. Like it's
Can I
made
try
for
it?
me. Yeah. Thumbs up. Sora, stop.
Oh, don't. Hey, sorry, don't do that for right now, okay?
Because it's a YouTube video.
Okay.
Okay, it's on you now.